Hey guys, my name is Rob Noire and welcome to part 2 of my Ring Fit Challenge adventure. That's right, this is part 2, this is the 60-day challenge. If you haven't yet seen my video on my 30-day challenge with this game, I would recommend you go and watch that first. There'll be a little eye that will be appearing up in the corner that you can click. But regardless, this is part 2, the 60-day challenge. So not that long ago, I picked myself up a copy of Ring Fit Adventure for the Nintendo Switch. And I did it with the intention of seeing if you could actually use it to be a successful workout program, if you could actually get in shape using Ring Fit. And as I proved in the first video, yes you can, although it's maybe not the best way of doing it, but over the first 30 days I lost 12 pounds. Now what I had decided even before I hit the 30 days of the first challenge was to continue the challenge for another month, another 30 days, making this a 60-day challenge. So what can be accomplished in 60 days using this game? And so on day 1 I was at 216 pounds, and over the course of the first 30 days I managed to lose exactly 12 pounds. So ideally I'm hoping for the same amount of weight loss this time around, or maybe a little bit more if I'm able to. So as of day 31 I was at 204.4 pounds. Now obviously to do this right I have to set a weight goal at the top of the video, right? So I'm not going to reach for the sky, I'm not going to go for something crazy. What I learned from the first 30 days is that I reached a little bit too far. So my goal at the end of 60 days is to reach 194 pounds. 194 pounds exactly. Now if we're doing this in Kickstarter terms, if there's like stretch goals, the real goal would be to hit 190 pounds. But I feel like that's a little bit much, especially weight loss will slow down the more in shape you are. So 194 is what I'm aiming for, but if I can hit 190 even, that would be amazing. Every day in the morning I'm going to take a picture of my weight. I will weigh myself on my scale and take a picture. I'll try and do it in the morning. I'll try and be more consistent with that. I will also record a little bit of footage of the game and myself playing the game every day, kind of as proof that, hey, I did actually do this. As well, the game lets you track day by day your calories burned and your progress, so I'll put in a little blurb as well for each day to show this is what happened on that day. As well, I will not be doing a crash diet or a crazy diet to try and lose as much weight as possible. It's not good for you and it's just kind of not how I do things. I will be eating healthy or relatively healthy. Every now and then there'll definitely be a meal in there that's not super healthy, but you know, I like to eat and I don't really want to give up that part of my life. And the final thing to touch on that I noted in the first video is that your weight does not necessarily equal your fitness level. And while I will be tracking my overall weight loss, I will also be tracking or trying to track my fitness level. Just the exact numbers, don't get too hung up on them, because it doesn't necessarily mean that even if I didn't lose a ton of weight that I didn't get more in shape. But obviously I'm aiming to lose quite a bit. I'm aiming to lose 12 pounds or more this month. We're gonna see if it happens, if it works, I don't know. We're kind of going into this just very hopeful. And finally, I had a really great time with the last 30-day challenge. Like, I enjoyed myself immensely, more than I ever thought I would enjoy myself exercising. Usually I find exercising kind of boring, kind of monotonous, but having a game really helped me kind of, you know, get motivated and stick to it, and as well as making these videos. So we're going in, you know, with as much positivity as we can, just hoping that I manage to reach what I get to. Even if I don't, I'm sure it'll still be a good time and I'll still lose some weight. So yeah guys, that's pretty much as I can really say. So just like last time, let's cue the free license Rocky music. Okay guys, so 2 days ago I officially beat Ring Fit Adventure. I beat the main story mode, and that includes 100%ing every single world. I'll be showing you footage of this here. So after that, they actually suggested A, I go to bonus worlds, or B, I try out like this custom exercise thing. I'm still doing the daily thing. I'm in this for at least 60 days. So just want to keep you guys updated. Alright guys, well there we go. That's another 30 days of working out with Ring Fit Adventure, this thing over here, making it a total of 60 days. Each day I did at least an hour a day every day. I more aimed for like a calorie goal to burn that many calories, but at least an hour a day every day for the last 60 days. So guys, at the beginning of this video I said I was aiming for 194 pounds with a stretch goal being 190. Felt like 190 was asking a little bit much, but 194 I'd be completely happy with. So why don't we go and see, as of day 61, did I make it? Woohoo! I made it! So my starting weight was 204.4 pounds, and after these 30 days of working out with Ring Fit, I'm now at 191.2. That's a loss of 13.4 pounds. That's quite a lot, to be honest, and it felt really good. I'm glad I made it past that 194. I didn't make it all the way to 190, but I'm still completely happy with that. Like, that feels really good. So I can definitely say at this point, Ring Fit Adventure, it definitely works. Now in the first video, I did a pretty comprehensive review of the game, so I'm not going to spend as much time on that in this video here, but I do want to touch on a few things that have changed or that are worth mentioning at least to keep you guys kind of up to date or where I am feeling with this game. So I actually learned by doing this that the max amount of calories that it can track that you can burn in a day is 999. Now I don't suggest you do this, but I really wanted to push myself and see how far I could go, and at 999.99 calories, it stops going up. So that day I probably burned an extra 6 calories on top of that, and it didn't track it. So keep that in mind. I mean, I don't think there's many people who want to do like a 1,000 calorie plus workout every day, especially with this game, because it takes forever, but just keep it in mind that it does only go up that high. And even that day, the 999.99 calorie burn day, that was not my worst day with this game, which leads into the fact that the game is kind of inconsistent. My worst day was honestly probably day 30, 31, 32, right in that range. That's because I was still very sick with the flu at that point, and working out when you're sick is no fun. Like, that's one of the times where, you know, you can take a break, where it's okay to take a break, but obviously being on this challenge, I couldn't really do that if I wanted to keep this going. So that was still worse than my 999 calorie burn day. So it's worth noting that the exercises that you do, some are just more physically draining, regardless of the caloric burn. Each exercise is a little different, which is one of the great things about it because it keeps it from being boring, but also at the same time, some of them are going to drain you a lot more physically and mentally, even if you're not burning as many calories or exercising as much. So that's something to keep in mind, is that this game can be a little bit inconsistent. I also tried out the custom exercise program, which basically lets you choose certain exercises that you want to do, set a certain number of reps, although they do limit it, so keep that in mind, and then do all those exercises in quick succession. It's kind of like the exercise gyms that you'll come across during the main game, but one that you custom make. Now, in theory, this is good, but in practice, it's kind of iffy. The fact that they limit how many different exercises you can do per set, as well as how many reps you could do of each exercise, is kind of very limiting. Like, it kind of prevents it from being a perfect workout solution, because my biggest problem before was that all the plot and everything would get in the way, and your playtime would have to be really high to get the certain exercise time that you might want. It is worth noting that just a few days ago, as of when I'm recording this, there was an update to Ring Fit Adventure where they allow you to add in jogging courses into the mix, which I think is a great update, a great idea. They also offer preset exercise regimens that they've come up with in custom exercise, which I think is great, because even though I set a couple for myself personally, after just a few days of doing it, I got really bored of it. But going forward, I'm definitely going to be doing custom mode more because it's a little bit more open, a little bit more expansive. But that's all to say that the game does have a lot of different options and different ways that you can exercise. I did beat this game during the last 30 days, and the story as well was really, really weak. It kind of just, it felt like just a way to string along you doing this. There was no real reason to doing it. You had like no agency as a player, and even at the end, the big bad guy is just there. Oh, I'm sorry I caused you, like, you know, all this trouble. Let's be friends now. Like, I don't know, it just felt really basic and weak to me. Like they could have done a lot more with it and they didn't. Beating the story unlocks the bonus worlds, which actually I really liked even more than the original story. Now they try and sell this to you as, you know, this adventure is going to be way different than the first time, but to be honest, absolutely nothing changed. With one exception, there are no more side quests. You beat a stage once and it's done. You don't have to go back and try for some ridiculous thing like hit every robot without missing a single one or anything like that. Beat a course once, sometimes it'll have a requirement like beat it in X amount of steps or get an S rank, but beat it once and done. I really enjoyed that. It felt so much more streamlined and it did help, you know, get the exercise done faster, which I appreciate. So that I enjoyed. You're going through the exact same worlds you did the first time around. It's just a little bit more streamlined. The monsters and everything are a little bit harder. They have more life. They hit you harder, but overall it's still the same. You still fight Drago, the big dragon, at the end of every course, although now instead of like talking you down or throwing insults at you, he has like positive messages. As recording this, I still haven't beaten the bonus world, although I'm very close to the end, so we'll see if maybe the ending is a little bit more satisfying, but if it stays on course, I kind of doubt it. So all in all, still, Ring Fit Adventure, it still works. It's still a great way to exercise if you want to play video games. Just keep in mind that it's not optimal. It's not super efficient. You are playing a game, and it's as much of a game as it is an exercise program. But I always personally found that exercise gets pretty boring and pretty monotonous on its own, and this game solves that. Having a goal, having bosses, having levels, everything really helps gamify and keep it interesting and new, and there's such a variety of exercises, and you do have to do at least a little bit of everything. It keeps it very fresh, and it never gets stale. So then, where do we go from here? Well, I mentioned in the last video that I wasn't sure about doing a 90-day challenge for this game, because it kind of felt like a lot, but I gotta be honest, I'm enjoying the game quite a lot. It has become part of my daily routine, and it would actually even feel weird to stop playing, I have to admit, at this point. As well, with the current state of the world where it is, we're all pretty much stuck inside, so stopping my one form of exercise seems kind of like the dumbest idea ever. As well, I think it was the World Health Organization, they actually recommended that people play, you know, exercise and active-based video games during this time to be able to keep in shape, keep active, keep exercising. So it makes zero sense for me to stop the challenge here at 60 days. I will be doing 90 days for sure now. I'm just really excited to see what shape I can be in 90 days, because 60 days, it has been going extremely well. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. I hope you're enjoying this journey as much as I am. It's definitely the most fun I've ever had exercising, period, at this point. Like, it really is. And that's probably the biggest selling point of this game. So if you're considering getting it for the same reason, I would recommend it. Just be aware of some of its minor shortcomings, because it's not perfect, but it is pretty good for what it is. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next video.